Come on, do Nazi stuff.
Look out for Charlie.
Okay, last video that I did, a few people said, man, you don't sound good. I was sick for a couple weeks, and I recorded that last video at the very end, and my voice was still really, like in the zone. So, I'm still kind of there, but it's a little bit better now. But anyway, I want to talk about some stuff here. As you know, I've covered tinnitus and artificial tinnitus for years and years and years. And way back, I would make these videos that were, you know, pretty damn informative about how tinnitus can be artificial and artificially induced by our surroundings, by different methods in our surroundings, right? All those videos were age restricted, which means, you know, you can't watch them unless you log in. It just makes it a big pain in the ass for anybody to watch, and it cuts the viewership down. They knew what they were doing, and they did it to every one of them that had to do with tinnitus, right? Now, once in a while, I go through and I look up my name, my screen name, and I just see what they're connecting me to, right? And what they've been doing lately is something very interesting. They're connecting my screen name as sort of a hashtag, a keyword, for these videos to show up if people search my name. And I found this video that I thought was very, very interesting. It was one of the very first ones that came up. And it says here, this one isn't age restricted, tinnitus symptoms when ear ringing signals something serious, right? Put out by the Better Living PA, all right? So let's check out what she has to say here and see what's going on. Because this is a direct response to the information that I put out. Otherwise, this video would not have came up with the keyword of my channel bringing this video up first or second, you know? So, kind of weird. So, check this out. I only listened to a couple seconds, so it's going to be fresh, and we're going to go through it. And listen to what she has to say.
1 in 10 adults have this. It's not just annoying, it can actually change your brain. I'm Tiffany, I'm physician assistant.
It can change your brain, huh?
But also GLP-1 advocate. And I like to talk about all things health and wellness on my channel, so please follow me.
And they always have to give you their specs and their stats and say, I'm an authority. I'm an authority. You got to listen to me. I'm an authority. Well, you know, I've met these people in hospitals and in emergency rooms and clinics and places where I had to take people or be there for whatever reason. And most of them are just fucking dumbasses. But anyway.
Let me hear for more. So does anybody have a constant ringing, buzzing, or humming in your ear that won't go away? Well, we call that tinnitus or tinnitus. And over 25 million Americans actually deal with this on a daily basis.
25 million is a lot. I would say there are more. But 25 million is a lot. And that is very unnatural. A lot of people that had tinnitus when they came back from World War II, from mortars and cannons and whatnot, and that was real ear damage, right? But this is kind of weird because we're not around that kind of noise anymore. You know, people are around loud noises, but the human body is pretty resilient.
So this happens when those very delicate hairs that are actually live in your very inner ear that nobody can see get damaged.
That's bullshit. The little hairs that you can't see, the little hairs get damaged. The damage. It's almost like the way they describe schizophrenia, right? Yeah, the frontal lobe, it screws up, so then a voice starts talking to you, or 3 or 4 voices start talking to you, because your brain it's trying to make a connection, so suddenly you've got 3 people telling you that they know what you're doing. They know what what you're eating. And it's always about surveillance or demons or aliens or, the same script. Well, it's the same kind of shit they're selling here. So you've got these damaged hairs in your ears, right?
And your brain actually fills in the gap with phantom noises.
Phantom noises. Imagine that. Let me tell you something, lady. I'll let her talk a little bit further before I cut her off.
So, what causes this? Well, number one cause is permanent hearing damage from loud noises.
Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. That is not what causes this. I'm going to tell you what causes it.
But it doesn't take that much to damage your ears permanently. So, think about all the things you've done in the past. Things like concerts, machinery, nightclubs. Anything over 100 decibels can actually cause permanent damage.
She is so full of shit. Look, you can get hearing damage, yes. But 25 million people walking around with artificial tinnitus, this is a cover. And the fact that her video shows up like first or second, if you type my screen name in, tells you everything that you need to know. They're running damage control. Now listen to me. What she never brings up, ever, is that ELF causes tinnitus. Extremely low frequency causes tinnitus. Ultrasound causes tinnitus. Wi-Fi can cause tinnitus. Let's go over that a little bit. So what happens is those little hairs that she's talking about, and she claims they get damaged, and your brain is looking for something but can't find it, so it just makes random white noise. Like these ridiculous theories that are as ridiculous as, I won't even get into it, but a lot of very popular scientific theories that are very, very ridiculous. Infrasound below 20 hertz is linked to causing tinnitus, ear pressure, and other symptoms, dizziness, nausea. While audible, it can affect the inner ear's outer hair cells. That's what she's talking about, causing discomfort and potentially accelerating hearing loss. Reported symptoms often stem from exposure to wind turbines or industrial machinery, or ELF, in the sense of ELF, the things that they don't want to tell you about, where the ELF is coming from. So you're not going to get that from Google, but at least they admit that, right? Now, let's move on to something else. Ultrasound, which is everywhere. Your phone runs on ultrasound. They track you with your phone with ultrasound. It's called high-frequency beaconing. High-intensity airborne ultrasound, industrial or medical equipment noise can cause temporary or permanent tinnitus and hearing impairment. While diagnostic ultrasound is generally safe, exposure to strong, high-frequency sound above 17.8 kilohertz can cause nausea, dizziness, and headaches. So you have to take everything that Google says with a grain of salt, but at least they're admitting this here, and these are facts, okay? So let me show you one more that she did not mention, she won't mention, because she is damage control. And that's why she is popping up, and they're using my name, my screen name, as a key word, as a hashtag. Here's the best one that she didn't mention and won't mention, and none of these people will mention it. Fungal ear infections can cause tinnitus, ringing in the ears, due to the inflammation, discharge, and blockage in the ear canal. Common symptoms include intense itching, pain, a feeling of fullness, and hearing loss. These infections are often caused by Aspergillus or Candida fungi, particularly in warm, humid climates or after swimming. So this woman is out there, whoever paid her to do this, they're using my name to bring people to their video so that they can fill them full of medical bullshit. So let's let her finish up here.
Ear infections or wax buildup can also cause a problem for people. There's certain medications that can be problematic. High-dose aspirin, chemotherapy drugs, and even certain antibiotics can list tinnitus as a side effect.
So she goes through chemotherapy drugs, and aspirin will do it to you, man, but she won't bring up ELF, she won't bring up ultrasound, she won't bring up fungus, she won't bring up any of the things that are affecting everybody now. But her video shows up if you type my name into the search bar in YouTube. Pretty amazing, right? So they are running damage control, damage control, damage control, while they block mine and age restrict mine so that people can't hear the reality of it.
And age-related hearing loss can be a problem as well. People over 60, nearly half of these folks report some degree of this issue. But here's the kicker. It's even related to anxiety, depression, and brain changes on your MRI.
Oh, anxiety, depression, and brain changes on your MRI. Really? Is that true? Okay, so show me a test there, lady, where you can prove that depression exists. You know, a conclusive test for depression, bipolar, schizophrenia, any of them. You can't, because they don't exist. There are no conclusive tests for any of it. So what are you talking about? Show me a conclusive test where depression exists, you can prove that, and then prove to me that the tinnitus is from the depression. This is bullshit on top of bullshit on top of bullshit. And if you believe this, this is like the CNN of tinnitus.
There's no universal cure for tinnitus, but here's a few things that you can do or try. So number one, we got to treat the root cause of the problem. So if you've got wax buildup, you need to get that taken care of. If it's caused by medication.
Wax buildup, ELF, ultrasound, Wi-Fi, fungal infections. She wants to talk about fucking wax buildup.
You need to work with your provider on getting these medications changed.
Okay, just change your medication. Oh yeah, what if you're on medication for diabetes? Oh, I can't take that anymore because I got tinnitus, so gonna have to get rid of that. What is this person even talking about?
You can try sound therapy because white noise actually helps retrain your brain.
No, you cannot trust sound therapy ever. You can do a short test to see what's going on, match your tinnitus, do that. Don't ever trust white noise, pink noise, brown noise, sound therapy for anything, ever. Short term, totally cool. You got nothing to worry about. When they're talking to you about doing that kind of shit long term, these people are nefarious. It's no good. And if you get involved in that, you're going to get what's coming to you because it's not good.
Your provider on getting these medications changed. You can try sound therapy because white noise actually helps retrain your brain and tells your brain to quit putting in all those phantom noises. So
she doesn't even know what she's talking about, these phantom noises. It's like these people are talking about like alchemy from the 1700s. And again, she hasn't mentioned ELF. She hasn't mentioned ultrasound. She hasn't mentioned fungal infections. She hasn't mentioned anything based in reality. Why are people still even listening to these fucking idiots? It's time to stop. And it pisses me off that they're using my name to get this information out there. And that's what they're doing. And it's bullshit. It is full-on 100% damage control. Now, to put a real nail in the coffin of this damage control unit chick that they've got out there talking this shit, this is a conversation that I had with the DTE woman back around 2016, 2017 maybe. I don't know the exact year, but I was having my smart meter removed, right? Having the radio turned off, having everything done. And she was telling me that she started getting tinnitus in her ears when she lays down after she started working on these smart meters. And she also tells me that all the calls that she gets, 99% of them to shut the meter off, are because people's ears are ringing. It has nothing to do with wax in your ears or taking aspirin. It's ELF, it's high frequency, and it's artificial tinnitus. I'm going to play it for you here.
So that's crazy. You actually hear that buzz in your ears too?
No, I do. Every morning.
And you're around them all the time?
All day. All I do is when these don't communicate or like stuff like this, yeah. But I just, especially, like I said, after about 20 minutes it seems to go away. But then, like I said, if I lay down again,
right,
or even if it's for 10 minutes, as soon as they lay down.
Right.
But yeah, I do hear a buzzing. And when I get a lot of calls, people talking about buzzing, and I mean, I can opt you out, but you got to call and make that order because they're going to charge you because you need a meter reader.
Right.
So did you hear that? She said all the calls that she gets, they're all about people's ears buzzing.
And when I get a lot of calls, people talking about buzzing, and I mean, I can opt you out, but you got to call and make that order because they're going to charge you because you need a meter reader.
Right.
Really, and I got your gas shut off too. I shut that off. Your your gas meter.
Oh, great.
That's shut off. See how it's got that little face? It talks to that.
Right.
So I shut that off. Yep, that's off.
Thank you. Thank you. There was 6 appointments. No one ever showed up. And I called the AMI department even.
Yeah.
I called everybody. No one ever showed up. And then finally, I think last week, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to file a complaint because it's been 6 times that I've waited around all day and no one ever showed up.
Oh my God.
So I filed a complaint, and then you actually showed up.
We had this old rate where it was 1 meter and a radio control unit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the radio control unit was for your hot water tank. It was only for people who had electric hot water. Anyways, we're getting rid of that rate, and they all have to be done out of the field by the end of the year. So they're working us, and because we don't have time to remove the radio control unit, we're just disabling it.
Right.
But it's, come on, get this done, get this done, get this. If you want us to shut it off, we'll shut it off. You have that option.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But it's our meter. You can't keep it. It's ours.
Right.
Everything else is yours.
I think if these people are, and I would tell them, because I've been studying this, and I've got recordings after recordings of this stuff, you know, in the home, like for some reason, if you can't hear it, it's almost like an EVP, like these people that go ghost name. For whatever reason, my microphones pick it up, certain recording devices pick it up.
Oh, and of course, not everybody does what you do.
Right. So you think you're going to wake up with a buzz. Sure, I would.
How's that going to look?
But
here I am. No, yeah, it's okay.
Right.
And you got yours shut off?
Well, that's what, the guy that came out one time, I was asking about it, he goes, it's no different than a cell phone. I go, well, I don't like cell phones either, man. I don't like using them. So, and you can actually record and then analyze the signal that's coming out of it. So it's a lot different than a cell phone. It's a lot different than a cell phone.
I might just have to opt out.
Yeah, I would, especially if you're getting them buzzing in your ears.
And I'm thinking about retiring, so I'll be home more.
Yeah, right?
Right now, I'm in front of it every day, all day.
Right. Well, be careful. Take care. Thank you for coming out.
Oh, no problem.
So you have these damage control units that are using my channel name as a keyword, as a hashtag, to get people to their videos to sell them bullshit, talking about, aspirin and drugs and your ears are damaged and the little hairs are damaged and it's creating white noise, magical white noise, and they can find it in a depression scan, even though there's no conclusive test for any of that shit. They are just so full of shit, man. But then I have an interview with a DTE woman that will tell you all the truth about tinnitus and what's going on. So who are you going to believe? The person out in the field or the person who is using my name to get you to listen to their propaganda? And that's it for now. Look out for Charlie.
I've seen this before. Who is that?
That's the guy.
What guy?
The guy we were trying to get to do Nazi stuff. come on, do Nazi stuff.
Oh yeah, still haven't been able to get him to do Nazi stuff.
No, well, we keep trying.
Look out for Charlie.
I wonder if he'd be willing to do just a little bit of Nazi stuff.